Well, hey everybody, it's been a while since I've done one of these lunchtime live streams. I want to make sure that we've got the chat enabled here. There we go. So I'm in my car right now. It is lunchtime. I'm having a little bit of Subway here and kind of wanted to talk about an idea I have that I want you guys to participate in. Now, one thing people might say is, hey, you're in your car. You shouldn't be driving and talking on your phone and whatnot. You can see the park behind me. I'm sitting still. So for a while, I've wanted to do something to get back to a regular live stream. For a while there, we were doing Switch It Up on Mondays, where we were talking about different. First of all, let me know in the chat, by the way, if audio and everything is good. Hopefully it is, and if quality's okay. Hey, Edgar, how you doing? So for a while, we were doing Switch It Up on Mondays, where basically I was talking about the new releases each and every week for the Nintendo Switch. Well, it got to be that there was a lot of stuff coming out that I just didn't care about. I wasn't interested in, and it was kind of hard to fake that enthusiasm, and I didn't want to do that. So what I want to do, and this is actually a concept that I've floated out there a couple of times during a couple of live streams, and it came out of a discussion that Aaron, Riff, and Gabo and I had at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo last year. The idea that, at least the name that I've got going right now in my head, is What's Your Wednesdays? So what we did is we talked a lot about what's your favorite XYZ. So what was your favorite Super Mario game? What was your favorite wrestling game? What was your favorite Sega console? Things like that. Now, it's one thing for me to come on and bloviate and talk about, well, this is my favorite, this, that, or the other thing. That gets boring. I want to make it interactive. So here's what I'm looking to do. I want you guys and gals out there, if you want to participate, email me at roxsolidmail@gmail.com. I'm looking right now to have this stream, and it's going to be a live stream. I'm looking for Wednesday evenings between 8 and 9 o'clock Central Time to start. After a couple weeks, we'll kind of get the start time and everything nailed down, just to kind of go through the logistics. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to be. If you want to just appear via audio, you can do that. Basically, the way that we are going to choose who is on and who isn't, and so on and so forth. First of all, Patreon supporters over at RoXolid, or at patreon.com/RoXolid, they get their first dibs if they want to participate, because they're the ones that support the show. We're going to go ahead. Hey, Aaron, or is that, that's got to be Aaron. Wait a second. You guys are in Margaritaville. Go enjoy yourselves, although I appreciate you guys coming and watching out, or watching the stupidity that, anyways. So Patreon supporters at patreon.com/RoXolid, $1 and up, they get first dibs if they want to participate in that week's show. What I will probably do is post ahead of time what the topic is, and probably as a community post. Again, these are still things that I'm kind of running through my mind and trying to figure out how I want to execute this and everything. It may be one of those things. So say, for example, what's your favorite Mario game? I may be streaming a Mario, Super Mario World or Mario Brothers 3, or whatever my particular favorite in that genre would be. So there would be some gameplay aspects to it, but it's not might go away. There is no, first of all, you're not a Patreon supporter, so you don't get to throw that out there to begin with. So, but so I want to keep it interactive, and I want to get the audience involved. I'm playing around with a couple different ideas as far as if I'm going to have people call in via Skype, if I can use a Google Voice number, and basically, can I run it like a talk radio show? Which I've done in the past. I've got experience doing that. Sports Radio 1250 WSSP, news and weather on the 20s. I've got a face for radio too. But that's kind of what my thoughts are. So let me know. Again, this is a live stream. We see we've got a couple people out here. I know this is during the middle of the day, so most people are still at work, at least here in the U.S. Let me know what you think. Email me at roxsolidmail@gmail.com. If you are interested, and I will have this information in a pinned post after the stream ends. If you have things that you want us to discuss, and people you want us to talk to here on the channel, feel free, send me their contact information. I am looking to keep this as interactive as possible, and it may even not break down, but it may get to the point where we have like Terrence from Hyperkin on, or Ryan from CastlemaniaGames.com, or some of the guys, Ron from Hyperkin, those kind of people we might have on the show here. We might have other YouTubers. We may have Megadan29 or Megaban29, JLove81. We may have Mr. Sujano from he's generally Twitch streams, but he's got great knowledge on fighters and arcade ports and control sticks and things like that. So there's a lot of people that I'd like to do this with, but the main thing is I want to do this with you, our audience. I want to keep this as interactive as possible. So don't worry about if you're not or if you're uncomfortable being on a camera or anything along those lines. Like I say, we can do it just audio. But also be willing to have thoughts and opinions challenged a little bit, not in an aggressive way, but for example, I recently appeared on the Another Zelda podcast back. Last week was their last episode, and they had a segment talking about the Midwest Gaming Classic. And I sat down, I did an episode of their podcast with them, and I talked about why, and you guys, if you're fans of the channel, you know this, why I am not a fan of Breath of the Wild. Well, we had a great discussion on there, and it wasn't just dumping on Breath of the Wild because it's I'm not into the crafting. I think it's too much Minecraft in it. I complimented how beautiful it was. I mean, it's a beautifully stunning game, great soundtrack, but just the game mechanics of itself, I didn't care for. And we had a really good discussion, and what I liked about it was it opened both of our minds to different aspects that maybe we hadn't thought about. So that's something that I definitely want to get a lot of different people's perspectives. And if I can get it working right, so we can do it almost like a talk show, we may have multiple guests on each episode. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button, so that way if we do come out with, or if and when we do go live with these, you get the alerts and everything. Hit that bell notification. I know YouTube lately has not been letting people know when we do have live streams, when we post new videos, and it's just annoying. But hit that bell notification, that way you make sure that you are kept the most in the loop and up to date with what we have going on here. If you want to be involved in it, email me, roxsolidmail@gmail.com. You can DM me. DMs are open on Twitter at RoXolid Studios. Hit me up on Facebook at facebook.com/RoXolidProductions. Instagram.com/RoXolidProductionsGK. Let me know what kind of topics and thoughts, and again, if you want to be a part of it. So like I see, we have a few people on the chat. If you guys have any questions, we'll keep this going for another minute or two. Bring up the chat here. Again, I apologize that I'm on my phone, so missed first part of this, but sounds good. Okay, Jorge. So yeah, and like I say, the main thing, and this actually stemmed from one of the recent live streams where someone asked if I would do gameplay streams with viewers. And generally, because I do mostly retro stuff and I'm not emulating, I'm playing on actual hardware, it's hard to do that. But this is a way that we can kind of have that dialogue, that open communication with our followers, and kind of let their opinions be heard. And I think that'd be a really, really fun thing to do. So above and beyond that, again, just to recap a little bit, best of luck and set it up, and I'll stay tuned. Well, and if you guys want to be on, we can do that. We can even film a segment at the Mo Game Con coming up, which we did announce recently that we will be at that show. So well, most of these will be live. We may do a couple taped ones if we are at taped. Wow, I just showed my age there. Pre-recorded segments if we do have, like, we're going to Mo Game Con, Southeast Game Exchange. So we may do stuff like that will be a little bit more post-produced. But it's, the main thing is, like, we even got into stupid stuff when we were going around. It's like, what's your favorite Metallica album? What's your favorite Beatles album? Favorite version of Mad Max? I mean, there was all sorts of weird stuff, and it may not even be gaming related. It may be, what are your top 5 MCU movies and why? What are your favorite, villains of all time? So definitely want to don't want to pigeonhole this just into games. I mean, we may talk games, systems, controllers, accessories, and it may not just be what's your favorite. It's, what was the worst controller of all time? The Duke for the Xbox. It's terrible. Um, you know, Stuff like that. So definitely want to get everyone involved as much as possible, make it interactive, make it fun, and let everybody just have a good time with it. So I think that's going to wrap it up for today. I don't think so. Today is July the 2nd. July 3rd, people are going to be going to fireworks and whatnot, so we're not going to do it tomorrow night. I am going to try to have it live for next week, July I guess that would be the 10th then, wouldn't it? Should be. If tomorrow's the 3rd, 7 days later should be the 10th. So Brian Morgan, you are one that I think that we need to go ahead and have on this. I think you and I would, and even Adrian would be on there. The real answer is the chainsaw. No, the Duke controller is worse than the GameCube chainsaw controller. Hey, Linda. Linda's another one. I would love to have Linda be a part of this. So someone mentioned here, who was it? It was Dan. Hope to see me at the Mo Game Con. We will be there helping out Adrian from Live Action Games at his booth. I will have my own panel that we're going to be doing, talking about bringing the N64 into the next century. And we will have the Super 64 with us from Eon Gaming. So that thing is awesome. It is so nice to just plug and play. I can't wait to show you guys footage and everything. Got to thank Eon Gaming, Castlemania Games for getting us one to be able to do our review of. You guys are really gonna like it. So, and that's another one too where I want to talk about accessories. The Eon Gaming adapters, they're not inexpensive by any stretch of the imagination. Kind of have in some ways have a debate about, is it a good product? Is it not? Is it overpriced? Is it priced right? So on and so forth. To again, have that dialogue, because it's so easy just to throw out there, it's overpriced, I'd never pay for it. Well, there is a reason why it costs so much. There are things built into that quite honestly, they have to be able to do marketing, to do prototyping, to do molding, those type of things. You have to be able to charge a certain price to help build towards the next product. I don't have an M cable yet. I am working on getting one. I just want to make sure that we're not missing any chats here. I can't, Jorge, I can't talk about the quality yet. I will tell you this though, I don't actually have any S-video cables for the for the N64 at this point in time. Mine is RGB modded, and I use component video cables from RetroTink. I'm sorry, not RetroTink, from HD Retrovision. And that combo looks amazing. I will say, for what I have spent in that, people have to keep in mind. So RGB mod, $40. If you don't know how to install it, you're going to have to pay 25, 30, 40, 50 bucks to have it installed. The HD Retrovision cables, which are amazing, are 60. A RetroTink is 100 to 110 right now. For those who complain about the price of the Super 64, just to do what I laid out there is well over that cost. Now, granted, you can use that with more systems. I will give you that. But if you only have an N64, it's not a bad solution. Mega Dan 29, we were talking about you earlier, Mega Man. And we are actually just getting ready to wrap up here. But again, we want to keep this interactive. We want to keep it fun. We want to keep it light. And for those like Linda, for Dan, for J-Love, for T-Belly, for Solid Nate, for, heck, even if people like Radical Reggie, if John Riggs, if RGT85, if Smash JT want to be on and make an appearance and we can have this discussion, I'd love to have whoever wants to participate on to be able to participate. So it's one of the great things about the community, to get people involved. And RoXolid looks so, right now it's kind of weird. I know. I'm dressed for work right now. I've got my polo and everything on. I'm sitting in my my GMC and everything, and Yeah, I almost look respectable, don't I? We all know that ain't the case, don't we? That'd be hashtag professional grade with my GMC. But yeah, so that's kind of what I just want to talk to everyone about, and keep things going here on the channel. I know it's one of those things with the baby and everything. We're trying to do 2 to 3 videos a week. Some weeks we bust out 3 to 4. Some weeks we don't get any. It's just one of those things that life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. So this is one thing that I'd like to do to fill some of the gaps. To be able to share with everyone. So if we've got any other questions, we've got a minute. She's doing good, Linda. We think she just went through a growth spurt because she went to cluster feeding, which basically means that like she's eating, and then sleeping for hours. There will not be a child number 2 after. Actually, technically speaking, Ellie is child number 2. My oldest is almost 17, so Ginger is doing well. Still in a little bit of pain, but overall health is very good, and we're doing well there. Sorry, I'm trying to get the chat to come up real quick. I wish I could just swipe in, and maybe someone else knows a way that I can just swipe in. Let's see. Can't wait to see you at Southeast Game Exchange, Megadan. That makes one of us. I kid. Grateful Dead, how you doing? You're another one. I would love to have you on one of these, on the What's Your Wednesdays coming up. So, yeah, overall, things with the family are going well. Just a matter of life is busy right now. So, the game room is being planned to be taken down because that is going to be the nursery, and kind of trying to plan what I'm going to do for my next filming area, which is a little bit of a challenge. I could always do the John Riggs thing and do it at my kitchen table, and it works great for John. I don't think people in the house would appreciate me using the kitchen table and taking it over for that. But we're probably going to redo part of the garage and make that a filming area, and kind of winterize it and summerize it a little bit more. Put an air conditioner in there. I've already got heat in there and everything, so we'll be able to do that. And we can always film in the living room. We've got one other bedroom as well that we can use here and there. It's my oldest daughter's bedroom, and I don't really want to, that's her area, and I don't want to take it over, but we may, like the rack and everything that's got all the games may get moved into there, and she likes playing too. Will you film the change of the game room? See, I'm one of these people, I don't care about game room tours, just because I'm a little paranoid. I don't like showing off all my stuff because it makes you a robbery target. I know that's stupid. And quite honestly, my video room right now is a disaster. And I really don't want to show that. A lot of what you see with me standing in front of the TV and the shelf and everything, you wish, Dan. I am not pulling a Smash JT doing shirtless videos. I don't care how bad things get on YouTube. Yeah. But the area that I have behind where you see me film, that's all neat and organized, and everything behind the camera is a freaking disaster. So I'll store your games. Yeah, I think Adrian wants to store my games and give me very little money for them. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here. I got to get back to the office. I know that feeling organized chaos describes my collection. I wouldn't even call it organized chaos. It is a whirlwind of disaster that I can occasionally make look okay. So, again, RoXolidMail@gmail.com. Let me know if you want to participate. Let me know if you have any topics you want to discuss, and we will make it happen. I want to make this fun and interactive for everybody. So, thank you, everyone. Hopefully, I can figure out how to end the stream. Let me know too, did this work okay video wise, audio wise? I don't see any issues here, so maybe this is a solution. So hope to talk to everyone real soon, including, no, not including Megaban. Bye.